what the Dallas Cowboys have figured out in the playoffs. So we're gonna be going through that and 5 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel hitting that red button down below. The first story is the Cowboys figured out how to win these playoffs and just reminded everyone how good they can be after versing the Buccaneers. Dak Prescott's Cowboys just beat Tom Brady's Buccaneers 31-14, and it was not as close as Maher made it seem. Maher, the Cowboys kicker, missed 4 extra points, but at least he did it on a night when extra points were aptly named. They were unnecessary. This was a straightforward beatdown, the kind that we all should have expected but still couldn't quite believe as it happened. These were the Cowboys against Brady, after all, and picking Dallas meant focusing on this year's teams and ignoring a generation of football. The task seemed more daunting than it was, but now that it's over, let's recognize the Cowboys for what they are, a legitimate threat not just to make the Super Bowl, but to win it. They might not be quite as good as the Eagles or 49ers, but they're within the margin of error. The biggest reason to doubt them is logistics. They will have to win 2 road games, and including practice sessions, they must go from Dallas to Tampa to Dallas to San Francisco to Dallas to Philadelphia, and though Jerry Jones is unlikely to make them fly commercial, that much travel can wear on a team. Still, these Cowboys are every bit as talented as Philly and San Francisco, and they played like it Monday night in Tampa. Calling anything easy in the NFL is a privilege of those who have not had their legs twisted under a pile by 300-pound men. But by the standards of NFL playoff games, well, this was easy. The Cowboys played extremely well and won by a lot. They probably could have played okay and still won comfortably. It is hard to think of anything the Bucs did better than the Cowboys, and that includes kicking extra points. The Cowboys were 1 for 5. But the Bucs didn't try any. The Cowboys dominated the line of scrimmage and seemed to step faster all over the field. Brady had one of the emptiest 350-yard passing games you'll ever see. He spent much of the night throwing to ghosts. The Cowboys have 3 All-Pros and enough other players who can play at that level for spells. Yes, this includes Prescott. He was not near his best this season, but he also came back from an injury midstream. And that's harder than it seems. He has played well enough for long enough in the past to instill hope he would be an upper-tier quarterback again. After a rough first drive, he sure looked the part Monday night. Now the Cowboys play San Francisco and the quarterbacking flavor of the moment, Brock Purdy. Once, Prescott was Purdy, a draft afterthought who took over when an entrenched starter got hurt and never looked back. Playoff disappointments and injuries have obscured how good he can be. He just reminded the Bucs and everyone else with 305 yards, 4 passing TDs, and another score on the ground. Parsons and Lamb are game changers. Tight end Dalton Schultz just abused the Bucs for 7 catches, 95 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott are a devastating combo at running back. It has become easy to question Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy, who sometimes makes in-game decisions straight out of 1987. But McCarthy is 24-10 in the past 2 regular seasons, and there is a lot more to coaching than making the correct decision on 4th and 3. With defensive coordinator Dan Quinn and offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, the Cowboys have 2 of the hotter head coaching candidates in the NFL. The Cowboys just won their first road playoff game in 30 years. They look capable of winning 2 more. The second story is Dak Prescott joins extremely exclusive NFL club with absolute thrashing of Tom Brady's Buccaneers. Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys showed no mercy at all to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Monday night's NFC Wild Card round showdown between the 2 teams. Prescott woke up on the right side of the bed Monday and brought his absolute best form to the contest, leading the Cowboys to a 31-14 win that earned them a ticket to the next round of the NFL playoffs. Moreover, Dak Prescott also became the newest member of an extremely exclusive NFL statistical club that features only 4 other quarterbacks in history per ESPN Stats and Info. Dak Prescott is the 5th player with 4 pass TD and a rush TD in a game in NFL postseason history, joining Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, and Tobin Rote. The Cowboys fed off the brilliance of Dak Prescott, who silenced his naysayers with a sparkling performance right off the bat in the playoffs. Prescott entered the Tampa Bay game with not a few NFL fans doubting his ability to lead the Cowboys to a win on the road. He had an inconsistent performance in the regular season in which he passed for 2,860 yards and 23 touchdowns, but also got intercepted a total of 15 times despite playing in only 12 games. Prescott concluded Monday night's contest with 305 passing yards and 4 touchdowns on 25 of 33 pass completions. He was not intercepted and was only sacked once for a loss of 8 8 yards, thanks to a fantastic job by his offensive line. The Cowboys now prepare for a battle against the San Francisco 49ers next weekend. The third story is 49ers will face Dallas Cowboys in divisional round on Sunday. One of the most celebrated rivalries in sports will add a new chapter on Sunday when the San Francisco 49ers host the Dallas Cowboys. Two of the winningest teams in NFL history meet in the postseason for the 9th time at Levi's Stadium. The Niners punched their ticket to the divisional round after routing the Seattle Seahawks 41-23 in the wild card round on Saturday. Kyle Shanahan's team then needed to wait over 48 hours to learn who its opponent would be, a wait that was cut short early into Monday night's wild card affair as Dallas took a 18-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by halftime en route to a 31-14 trouncing. Through the years, the rivalry has given us everything from the catch in the 1981 NFC Championship to 3 straight NFC title game matchups from 1993 to 95, where each winner went on to win the Super Bowl, to whatever last year was. The 49ers dropped the boys 23-17 in last year's divisional round in a game that came down to a wild final seconds. In a play that apparently still haunts Dak Prescott, the Cowboys quarterback got tangled up with umpire Ramon George and was unable to even get a playoff before time expired. San Francisco enters Sunday afternoon's game as the NFL's hottest team, having won 11 straight. The Cowboys, meanwhile, limped into the playoffs, winning just 2 of their final 4 games with losses to both the surprise Jacksonville Jaguars and Washington Commanders. The 49ers and Cowboys will kick off at 3:30 p.m. on Sunday, January 22nd in Santa Clara, with the winner going on to face either the New York Giants or Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC title game. The Niners played the Cowboys not too long ago. Actually, it was last season. The Niners shut down the Cowboys on the road with a 23-17 upset win. San Francisco had 5 sacks in the victory that was led by Jimmy Garoppolo. This is a much different looking 49ers squad from last season. The Cowboys also look a lot better than last year based on the wild card win over the Bucs. Prior to last season, the last playoff meeting was back in 1994 between 2 Hall of Fame QBs you may have heard of. Oh yeah, plus Jerry Rice and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and Deion Sanders. This time around it's a less of a star-studded matchup. The Niners did get dominant performances from Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel in the first round against the Seahawks. The Cowboys got going with Dak Prescott and Dalton Schultz versus Tampa Bay. We'll see how the line looks initially for the game. The 49ers should be favored at home. The fourth story is Cowboys kicker Brett Maher misses record 4 PATs in Dallas wild card win. Dallas Cowboys kicker Brett Maher made some dubious history on Monday night that not even a victory could completely overshadow. Maher missed 4 extra points in the Cowboys' 31-14 wild card win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, becoming the first kicker to miss 4 PATs in a regular season or postseason game since the statistic was first tracked for individual players in 1932, per Elias Sports Bureau. Though the game ended with a blowout result in Dallas' favor, there was a collective sigh of relief when Maher connected on his 5th extra point try after missing his first 4 attempts. The make stopped a streak of 5 misses stretching back to the team's regular season finale. In what would seem to be a clear case of the yips, Maher missed left and right on Monday night as the Cowboys' offense produced touchdowns and he couldn't follow up. Maher missed his only pat try in Week 18 against the Washington Commanders and looked to be shook from the outset of Dallas' playoff opener when he pushed one wide in the first quarter after a Dak Prescott touchdown pass to Dalton Schultz. Thereafter, his kicks failed as frustration could be seen from Prescott on the sideline all the way up to owner Jerry Jones in a suite. "I'm Money Maher's biggest fan," Prescott said. "Obviously, I've been shown the video of me, and that's just emotion. That's part of it. But I talked to him individually. Just told him after the game, hey, let that go. We're gonna need you. I mean, I just played like S a week ago. That happens. But when you believe in each other, when you believe in what we're capable of doing, knowing what that guy's done, the resiliency he's shown throughout his career, personally, no doubt that he'll come back next week and be perfect and help us win." With the Cowboys leading 24-6 in the fourth quarter, head coach Mike McCarthy decided to forgo a 35-yard field goal attempt and went for it on 4th and 4. It proved to be the right call for Maher, as CeeDee Lamb hauled in an 18-yard touchdown that led to Maher's first and only made kick of the game. In his 4th season with the Cowboys, Maher has never missed 4 PATs in a regular season. He missed 3 this past year, converting 50 of a league-high 53 attempts. As the Cowboys move on to face the San Francisco 49ers in the divisional round on Sunday, it remains to be seen if Maher will be moving on with them. McCarthy seemed to give him a bit of a vote of confidence, though. "We need Brett," McCarthy said. "He understands that, so we need to get back on it this week and get him ready to go." Obviously kicking in an outdoor stadium out there in Santa Clara. Yeah, he's disappointed. We need him. We need him to focus in. He's been super clutch for us all year, but that's the plan. The fifth story is Cowboys LT Jason Peters left game versus Tampa Bay due to hip injury. The Dallas Cowboys unveiled a new combination on their offensive line Monday that they hoped would reignite their run game. It had to be scrapped late in the second quarter because of an injury that may spell a major setback to their line depth. Jason Peters started at left tackle but exited in the second quarter with a hip injury. The team initially described him as questionable to return, but following halftime, he was downgraded to out.